Hi, it's Sita. SITA.
Thank you very much, Sita. How can I help you today?
All right, so I was just chatting with Apple Chat. I guess you can access that information.
Did they provide you with a case number?
Yes, actually, I do have a case number. It
Go
is
ahead.
102 02 05 96249.
Okay, this is about a MacBook Air.
Correct.
Okay, it's starting up to a setup assistant.
Constantly, and then when I check the logs, it says firmware has been reset.
Firmware has been reset.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so is a Mac consistently erasing itself, or
It seems like it. It seems like it's erasing itself because it goes right back to the setup windows. But it appears that my stuff is still on the desktop, but my settings are all changed. For instance,
have,
yeah, go ahead.
okay. And have we tried things like reinstalling the operating system and stuff like that?
Yes, did that many times. Apple
Okay.
Store already doc. Right, you guys
That's right.
already. Sorry, I'm interrupting. You go ahead.
That's right. Yeah, I just don't want to repeat the same troubleshooting steps that they've been done. And you mentioned it went to an Apple retail store. Did they like do a complete reset on it in an Apple retail store?
Well, they were
Like where it came back with no data?
told by they checked the notes, and
Mhm.
you guys senior advisor wrote that they should do a wipe, complete wipe, and I'm hoping that's what they did, because I didn't see that in their notes, because we talked about back end. In the a previous genius had mentioned there might be back ends, and in the logs it says there are back ends. Anyways, I don't know if they wiped cleanly. You should have the notes for that, but I've done so many wipes already, many, and everything comes right back. So if you check the chat today, the chat, I uploaded some screenshots. The case number for today's chat, do you want that? Or can you see
No,
it?
yeah, you already provided that to me. I'm looking at what they did in that, trying to see if I can find what they did in an Apple retail store.
Right. There's override for my Apple ID, override for my um, um, settings, everything. There's so many overrides, and Apple Store already knew about it. They documented in their notes.
Okay. Well, they did a firmware restore. When you got it back, did you restore data from like any type of a time machine backup or anything else like that?
Right. So that's a good question, and the answer is never, never, never. And this time, what I did after they handed me back the Mac, I opened the Mac, set it up at the Apple Store, and I started recording. So for 2 whole hours, I stood at the Apple Store and recorded my logs. And my logs showed that there was migration. And everything came back. All the problems, all the debug kernel, everything was right there in the logs. All of it was there. Came right back. At the Apple Store, I did not migrate anything. I never migrate anything.
What are you referring to about like the logs? You're trying to like you open up a console?
I opened up console, and it immediately told me to debug kernel.
It immediately told you to do what?
Debug kernel.
Okay. Okay. That's okay. That's normally not. I mean, like an issue of itself, but okay. So I mean, what type of? I mean, I mean, has it actually like booted back up into like a startup mode after that?
Yes, that's what I've been documenting. It just uh, goes right back to when I unboxed it and I have to set it up. It goes right back to that setup. Sometimes I get the windows that ask me to choose a country, choose a language. Sometimes I do not, but I get it goes right back to the setup windows.
what that means is that there's some type of hardware issue somewhere that they're missing. Okay. Okay. What is your current like zip code or postal code?
Hold on. Let me just do this. I'm just gonna write this down. So it's a hardware issue.
Well, yeah,
No.
when we do like a recovery on something like that, and the problem comes back, I mean, right after that, without migrating any data, we've removed any possibility of pulling in a software issue.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and so by a process of elimination, that only leaves a hardware issue. Yeah, it could cause an issue.
Okay. All right. So my postal code M4T M4T as in Tom. 1 C as in cat 1.
Okay. So hardware issues, of course, I can't fix over the phone, so that means I've got to set up an appointment. I do have a couple authorized service providers and Apple retail stores in your area. Which one were you taking it? I mean, like two. Do you have like a particular preference?
Well, I was always taking it to the Apple store, and they're the ones who do all the wipes, right? But then it always comes back. So that's where I normally take it to. Why don't we try someone else?
Eaton Center or Yorkdale?
I've gotten to Eaton Center. I can go to Yorkdale if you wish. If that's, we can try another one. I'll go to Yorkdale.
Okay, well, if you prefer Yorkdale, yeah, but yeah, when everything else is removed from the equation, like I said, they need to look for a hardware issue. Okay, at Yorkdale, I can get you in there as early as today. I have appointments tomorrow or Monday through next Saturday too. Do you have a particular day that you'd like to take a look at?
Actually, hold on. Okay, sorry. Let me open my calendar. Give me that timeline again.
So like today, I can get you in there as early as 2:30. Then I have appointments tomorrow, starting at noon and going all the way to 6:45, or Monday, or like anytime next week too.
Next week. Yeah. How about next Tuesday?
Okay, so Tuesday, the 20th. All right.
The 20th.
Appointments start at 10:30 a.m. and the latest appointment is 8:45 p.m. So between 10:30 and 8:45, about what day is good for you?
10:30 and 8:45. I can make it there for 1 p.m.
Let's see here. I got 12:50 and 1:40.
12:50 is good.
12:50 is good?
12:50 is perfect, yes.
You got it. They'll be expecting you at Yorkdale on 12:50. All right, let them know that, you've done, just give them like a recap. They should be able to look it up, but just give them a recap that, hey, look, they've done a complete recovery on it. I set it up as new. Issue still happens. That should let them know that, hey, look, there's likely a hardware issue going on. Okay?
Okay, tell you what. Can you put that in your notes? I'm going to reference the case number and let them see for themselves.
I did.
Okay, great. So I'm not, yeah, I don't think they like reasons coming from the client. They prefer it coming from you guys. Okay?
Okay.
Right? As long as you document it as we're talking, the way we're talking, you're saying it's a hardware issue, great. Then I'll tell them the case number and they can reference your notes and we'll see what happens. So you want me to leave the Mac with them, right?
Yeah. They'll be able to take a look at it, but they need to see if they can isolate a hardware issue.
Okay, good stuff. And then when they give it back to me, what do you want me to do?
Well, set it up, and assuming that they're able to isolate the issue, set up and see if the issue persists.
Okay, will do. Okay, listen, before I let you go, and I hate going from senior advisor to senior advisor, do me a favor and send me your email. Send me an email so I can connect with you again once this is done.
Okay, I will send you a case link, okay?
Okay, hold on. No, send me an email, and I'm going to make sure now that I received your email and I have your contact information.
Okay. Well, I can send you like a link to get back in touch with us. But yeah, for a hardware issue from here on out, it will be like hardware service options.
Oh. A completely different department?
Like I said, as I mentioned, phone support cannot address hardware issues.
Right.
They can't isolate our hardware issues. That's when we get into the service options. Okay? All right, Sita. You take care and hope you have a great day.
Okay, hold on. No, sorry. So I'm going to give it to them. They're going to check for a hardware issue. They're going to give it back to me. And if the problem persists, then what do I do?
All right. But then we've asked you about like setting something else up where we got mail you a box to send it to a service center. They can address that at the Apple retail store too.
Okay. And what are the problems that I'm looking for? What do I need to identify as problems?
Well, like basically, I mean, like you said, you set the computer up, and then the same thing happens where it boots back up into like a setup mode.
Mm-hmm.
That's happening persistently.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, like hardware is like physical like components. I mean, like in the computer, like a main logic board or something else like that. Software troubleshooting we do over the phone are
Mm-hmm.
things with the like an operating system.
Mm-hmm.
But when we do a complete clean install of the operating system and we don't restore any data and issues come right back,
Mm-hmm.
we're not dealing with a software issue. We're dealing with a hardware issue at that point.
Okay. All right. So I take it in, and then if the problem returns, then I will ask for a mailbox. Who do I ask for this mailbox? The store?
You can either actually at the store or you can call any advisor here at Apple Care up and just ask them to ship out a box for mail and repair.
Okay.
Okay?
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye
Take
bye.
care and hope you have a great day.
You as well. Bye bye.